up, YouTube? ¿Qué lo que? My name is Christian Ramos, and I'm the one, the only, the Curl Papi. Yes, I know you guys have not heard that in a long time because I haven't recorded a video in a long time. If you're new to my channel, my name is Christian. I create curly hair content, and if you like curly hair content, which I know you do because you clicked on this video, please press subscribe. If you're a returning viewer and subscriber, you're was good. Okay, so listen. Life has been lifing, and I have not been able to record a video in a long time. And it's not because listen, not only do I have a full-time job, I decided to be an entrepreneur, and now I have my own brand of products. And when I tell you that being a small business owner has been kicking my butt, that's an understatement because listen, I did not realize how much work really went into being a small business owner, but I'm not saying that I regret it at all because I have been enjoying the journey, all the love and support that I've gotten from subscribers and followers on Instagram and people recognizing my brand, trying it out, trusting in me and the process. I appreciate you guys, but I need to come back to YouTube. I want to review Cécred. I want to review Fenty hair. There's so many things I want to try and review for you guys and give you an honest review. And now that I have my own brand I can compare. But that being said, with brands like Cécred and Fenty hair now, the competition is just getting harder for small business owners like me. So let's go on that journey of things that I've been doing, like vendor events. Yes, vendor events. That's what we're going to be talking about today. To get sales and brand recognition outside of getting ads on Instagram and Facebook and driving traffic to my site, I have been dabbling into vendor events. And one of them you guys know that I have been reviewing on my channel for the last 3-4 years, which is the Hue Affair. And then I tried another one, which is the Brooklyn Pop-Up at the Brooklyn Museum. And let me just say, one was hectic, stressful, and like, listen, I don't even know how it came together because it was like 2-3 months of preparation, and but we made it happen though. And then the other one was so last minute and so quick, and it just came and went, and I don't even know what happened, honestly. If you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you know that I have attended the Hue Affair so many times. I've put it up on my channel so you guys can see what the experience is like as someone who is attending. I wanted to do a video as a vendor, but I honestly didn't even have time to record that day. So I'm going to be showing you pictures and little clips that I was able to get. But the Hue Affair, listen, when I tell you that set the stage for me to want to create greatness, and it was honestly like days, weeks, hours of putting in hard work to not only create a vendor booth that was different, but prepping product for the event. I also released a new product during the event, which is the healing hair mask. So it was also a launch for me, and then figuring out all these puzzle pieces so that it could be a successful event. And when I say it was a successful event, I was like, I need to do more of these. This was a great experience. And I'll be honest with you guys, I was actually really scared to do vendor events. And it was the absolute last day to apply to be a vendor for the Hue Affair. And something was just like, yo, just do it, just do it, just do it. But one thing that was really nerve-wracking to me was the vendor event fee, which if you're trying to be a vendor at the Hue Affair, it was, it was $500. I paid $500 because they had a sale that day and it was the last day that they were gonna have $100 off of the vendor fee. So other vendors actually paid $600 to be vendors at the Hue Affair. I was able to take advantage of a discount, which was that one day that they were going to do $100 off if you wanted to be a vendor. And I was like, yo, should I do it? Should I do it? Should I do it? And something in my head was like, listen, you need to invest in your brand. You've already been paying for ads, doing this, that, and the third, sending stuff to influencers. Like, why not just do it? Let's see if this will work out. You're not gonna know how it goes unless you try it. And I was really like damn, this is a big investment. What if I don't sell anything? Because nobody knows who my brand is yet. Not on a big scale, at least. But I was really, really, really like, that is a lot of investment, especially when I was trying to launch a new product. Also, the money that goes into launching a new product is crazy as well. And my finances were already tied up. And I was like, damn, 500. Should I invest it? So after submitting the application, I got approved to be a vendor at the Hue Affair. And when I tell you, the communication from the organizers of the Hue Affair was top tier. Like, I don't even know, like, top tier. Not only were they available if you had questions, they had a like program set up, not a program, but they had like a calendar set up where they would have like a monthly meeting with all the vendors. And mind you, the prep was like 2 months in before the event, which honestly, I loved it. The same was not with the Brooklyn pop-up, but we will get into that later on in the video. But when I say that they had a whole entire like list of things, of meetings that you had to attend over Zoom. They sent out so much information if it was like your first time vending, on different resources like tablecloths, displays, everything. Like, it was just so good, the communication when it came to the Hue Affair, that it made me feel confident going into the event as a first-time vendor. Now, that was the first part, right? Getting into the event. And if you know me, I am extra. I do not want to be bland and boring and similar to others, right? That's just me. That's my personality. I'm an Aquarius. We're extra. We're out there. And this is where the stress came in. Usually at vendor events, you see that people have a table set up. It's usually a 6-foot table. They'll have their tablecloth. They'll have their product laid out nicely. And what did I want? I didn't want that. I wanted a boutique style of experience. And that was like brainstorm. It was hurting my brain because at first, originally, I wanted to get treat walls to create a wall. I'll show right here. This is my original idea for the Hue Affair. I wanted a wall with shelves so that it could be very boutique-y, right? And I wanted to get like a nice, beautiful rug so that people could walk in and be like, oh, where's the champagne? Even though we wasn't going to be given the champagne because we can't afford champagne, I wanted it to give that feeling of, wow, you really put in the work. But each individual wall was $600. I wanted 3 walls, so then that would have been, wait, hold on, I failed the math. So 6, that's 12, wait, 6 and 6 is 12, plus another 6, that's $1,800. I wasn't going to invest $1,800 on some walls. And then the second thing was, how am I going to transport these walls and where am I going to store them after the event? So I had to X that out. And thankfully, my cousin at the time that I was prepping for the event, she came from Dominican Republic. Love her. She's my favorite cousin. I was so happy she came to New York for the first time and I had to play tourist with her. But she actually was like, well, you need a plan B because that's really expensive. That's a big investment. You already paid $500 for the vendor fee. Like, you need to be economic about this, right? Like, you need to find a solution that's cheaper, that's affordable, and that you're gonna be able to at least put on a great presentation for your first vendor event. And I was like, you know what? You're right. I can't afford it. So what do we do? And that's when I went into a TikTok rabbit hole. I was looking at different vendor events and I saw someone have a checkout stand with crates. And I was like, oh, can I create a crate wall? And as you can see, this is actually the setup that it goes lower, but this is actually the setup that I use for the Hue Affair. These are the actual crates. And when I tell you, painting these bad boys was, I would go to my full-time job, clock out, come home, paint crates. Go to sleep, go back to work, come home, paint crates. Listen, I was sick and tired of painting crates is what I'm trying to say, because it was literally like a week and a half straight of painting crates. And my poor niece, she's in high school. She's graduating next week. God bless her. But she actually was able to come over and help me one of those days. She didn't paint a lot of them because I was already halfway done. But I do appreciate that she came and helped me, because she did get to paint 4 of them. And I'm just so grateful, because I was tired of painting crates. And honestly, these crates are all from Michaels. I don't know if you guys know, but when you buy from Michaels, they have a buy in bulk section. And I was able to buy 12 crates for, if I'm not mistaken, it was $100 for 12. So I bought 24 crates and it came out to $200. I could be wrong on the amount, but I do know that it was $200. And even when I went to go buy them, I was like, damn, I'm going to invest another $200 into this event. And my best friend, my operation, wait, I gave her a title. What's the title? Oh my God, what's the title I gave her? My president of operations, or was it VP? Listen, she is up there. She's up there. She's not a paid employee. She is just my VP of operations. And listen, she came through and was like, I'm going to give you the $200. I was like, girl, you do not have to do that. She's like, no, I'm going to give you the $200. I'm going to be a silent investor into this event. And I want you to have an amazing event. And when I tell you, I felt so guilty. Even like, no, don't give it to me. Well, no, I didn't feel guilty, but I felt guilty taking and accepting, because I was like, this is my event. This is my show. This is my brand. I need to do everything. And she's like, listen, just take the $200. Take it. Enjoy. So thank you to my best friend. I love you so much. She was my rock throughout this entire event, because when I tell you, she first of all, she lives in Riverdale, which I live in Brooklyn. Riverdale is far. Let's just say it is far. It's a part of the Bronx, but if you tell somebody from Riverdale that that's the Bronx, they will look at you like they're about to cut you, because Riverdale is like the bougie part of the Bronx and it's closer to Yonkers. So God forbid you tell somebody from Riverdale that they are in the Bronx. But she lives in Riverdale, which is the Bronx. And she came over with my godson. And listen, first of all, she has a full-time job. She has a kid. That's another full-time job. So the fact that she was able to come over here and help me, like, package products, listen, she's just helped me so much. And she came over a couple of times. I have put things into storage. I don't have a car. But she helped me take boxes of shipment that I was receiving. And that's another thing. Receiving shipment to prepare for this event was crazy, because I wanted to have tote bags. I wanted to have candles. I wanted to have t-shirts, which is like my merch. And then I also was releasing the new product. And then on top of that, the product that I already had. So it was just a lot of pack. And I work out of my bedroom. Y'all know this is my bedroom, right? This is my bedroom. This is not no type of facility or a warehouse. I am literally operating out of my bedroom. So yeah, I wasn't going to have all those boxes. This room it looked like a storage unit. So I ended up getting a storage unit, putting the boxes over there. And she helped me so many times take things into storage. So God bless you. I love you. And she also paid for the crates. If you guys have ever purchased from my brand Curl Saints, you know that our color is pink. So my crates needed to be pink. Specifically, what is this called? I bought it at Home Depot. It is called Little Bo Pink. So yeah, shout out to Home Depot and the Little Bo Peep color in pink. Also, I did not know that rugs were super expensive. I wanted a rug that was, oh God, I wanted a pink rug so it could be like a pink party, right? A pink confetti party, something. I just wanted it to be an explosion of pink. My pink products, my pink wall, my pink floor. And rugs are expensive. I did not end up getting a rug. I ended up getting flooring from Amazon. It's like the tiles that you connect. They're like puzzle pieces and you put them together. And I got them from Amazon. They were like $30. So I spent like I spent like $90 because I bought like 3 packs. They came with like 15 each, and I was able to make an 8x8 floor, which is amazing. And thank God I got them, because at the Hue Affair you were not able to sit down. They made it very specific that they wanted people selling product and not sitting. Although there were people that brought chairs and were sitting, so I'm giving a little side eye to the Hue Affair on that point, because I could have had a chair and sat. I stood up on my feet for hours. Okay, my feet was, if we didn't have that flooring, my feet was already busting. So I can only imagine if I did not have that flooring that we had, because it absorbed a lot of this body. You see this body? We jellylicious over here. Because I can't say bootylicious. I don't have a booty. But we jellylicious over here, okay? So thank God I had that flooring. Now you can only imagine, by seeing all of these crates, how was I going to transport them without a car? I'm literally the only friend that doesn't have a car. I have a bike. I call it my Tesla. But how was I going to push all those crates in a bike? You know, that wasn't going to happen. So I ended up getting a U-Haul for the day. And listen, U-Haul is pretty cheap. But one of my other best friends, Curlise, who has attended all of the Hue Affairs with me, she came and helped me for the day. She was my employee also. My niece was my employee for the day. She was my cashier. And let me tell you, Curlise was out here selling for me. Baby, when I tell you she was doing a better job than me, and I'm the brand owner, I'm the one that came up with the formulations, the product descriptions, everything for the brand, because I'm a one-man show. She was selling, baby. I would step back and like let her take over, because I was like, oh, girl, when I can afford you, you a full-time employee. You're gonna be VP of sales because you did the thing. She was selling, baby. I was like, thank the Lord that I asked her to help me for the event. And she said yes. It was a no-brainer for her. Also, the event was the week after her wedding. So the fact that she even agreed to help, God bless you. I love you. Thank you, Curlise. Also, I was her best man. Oh no, I was her man of honor at her wedding. So maybe that had to do with it too. She was like, well, you're going to be my bitch for my wedding. Let me be your bitch for your event. I'm sorry, I needed water. It's 90 degrees in New York today, and I don't even feel that AC with these 2 jumbo lights shining bright on me. So listen, give me a minute. I need to recuperate, okay? But anyway, Hue Affair. I got a U-Haul to transport the crates to the event, and when we got there, I saw everybody setting up. They wanted everyone there to be there no later than 9 a.m. to set up. They were like, everyone needs to be there by 9 a.m. The latest, if you do not get there by 9 o'clock, you cannot set up. So we were hustling and bustling. My best friend had to go pick up, Curlise had to go pick up the U-Haul to then pick me up, to then for us to go get to the event, because the U-Haul place was closer to her. They're the only ones that had one of those minivans that was going to be able to carry all of the crates and everything that I was bringing for the event. And listen, we made it there by like a hair, because I was like, chop chop, we need to go. The traffic, the event was actually at the Metropolitan Pavilion. It's near Union Square. It's in Manhattan. And for me, it was like going through the Williamsburg Bridge to get there. We did make it in time, which is great, but I was like panicking, looking at the time. I'm like, girl, let's eat these lights, even though we didn't eat no lights. But I'm like, girl, let's eat these lights. Let's get there. We just need to get there. I need to get there by 9, or I can't set out. This is my first event. I'm not going to be embarrassed out here spending all this money to then not be able to be a vendor. Okay, so we get there. We got our wristbands. It was me, Curlise, and my niece. We were able to set up so quick. We had a lot of organization that day. I ain't gonna lie. So thank the Lord. And I had so much product that I took. I had 2 shelves of hair oil. I had 2 shelves of hair masks. I had oh, and then I also got like decorations from Michaels to decorate my shelves, because I wanted it to be like very boutique-y, right? So I made sure I got like vases and like statues. I made it very like gothy in a sense, but more like Roman romantic. I don't know if that even makes sense, but I'll insert photos so you guys can see what my setup was looking like at the Hue Affair. But we were able to set up in like under an hour, which was great because we were just working. We were hot, we were sweaty, and then we decided to get some breakfast. So we disappeared for like an hour, got some breakfast, and the event was from 1 to 5, right? Am I mistaken? Yeah, it was from 1 to 5. No, 1 to 6. 1 to something. Hold on. Yeah, so the event was from 1 to 6. All right, now we got our time frames back. So the event was from 1 to 6. We went and got breakfast. We came back. We were done. So we got there at 9. Finished by 10. Went searching for breakfast and got there by like 12. Right. So we were technically on our feet. The time setting up, then we went to breakfast, we sat down, and from 12 o'clock, they were going to start taking photos of everyone's booths and the people that were there, right, setting up or whatever, like all the vendors. They wanted to take pictures of them and their product, their booths, all that good stuff. So it was like media hour. So from 12 to 6, we were on our feet, and baby, my feet were barking. But it was totally worth it. We went and got dressed. We had our... We had like a little uniform. I told everybody to wear like light jeans, and then we wore the tees with the logo of my brand, and everybody was pumped up. Well, not everybody, I'm just saying it was me, my niece, and Curly. We were pumped up. We're like, we got this. And yeah, it was an amazing event. When I say I was not expecting Hue to like promote the brands like they did, when I tell you Hue promoted the brands, like people came up to my booth just because Hue was like, oh my god, I saw that you're releasing a hair mask today. Oh my god, I saw you on Instagram. Oh my god, like people were coming to my booth because of the amount of times that Hue, listen, God bless you guys at Hue, because Hue really promoted my brand and the product that I was releasing that day. And shout out to everyone, literally everyone at the Hue Affair, because we weren't supposed to get goodie bags, and I don't know if I should be saying this, but one girl was like, oh my god, I love you guys so much, I'm gonna give you and your friend and your niece some goodie bags. So I don't know if other vendors got goodie bags, they weren't supposed to, but me, Curlise, and my niece, we definitely got goodie bags. And I was really excited about that because, again, this was my first time being a vendor. I have gone as a participants going to shop the different brands at Hue Affair before, and that was one thing that I was really gonna miss, was the goodie bags, because this year the VIP goodie bag, them VIP goodie bags were lit. These were like the best goodie bags they had ever had. And let me not listen, the general admission bags, which is the ones that me, Curlise, and my niece got, those had good stuff too and full-size products, but those VIP goodie bags, they were lit. I'm kind of jealous of people that were able to get the VIP goodie bag because they had good stuff in there. If you're considering being a vendor at any future Hue Affairs, let me just tell you right now, do it. Please do it. I met so many amazing people. I got to connect with so many different vendors. My two booth buddies next to me were the best. They were the absolute best. Now we follow each other on social media now, and we talk to each other from time to time. They were literally the best booth mates that someone can have. Both of them, honestly, they were both so cool. And I had other vendors come over to my booth and tell me like, oh my god, your booth is so beautiful, it's so different, and they actually bought stuff from me. And when I say that I was not expecting to sell the amount of stuff that we sold, was crazy. Like, it was so good. And that actually hyped me up to do more vendor events, which led me to do the Brooklyn pop-up at the Brooklyn Museum, which was not the best experience. When you think of Brooklyn Museum, you think, well, first of all, when you think of museum, you think prestige and opulence and, oh my god, right? I don't know. That's what I think of museums. Or maybe I'm just thinking about the Met. I don't know. But when I think of museums, that's what I think. I'm like, oh, don't talk to me. You can't sit with us. And when I tell you there was no communication really from the Brooklyn pop-up, I got accepted literally like 3 days before the event. So I literally really didn't have much prepared because I wasn't anticipating to get accepted into it, because so much time had passed that I was like, maybe they're not going to call me back. They literally told me 3 days before. Remember, Hue Affair, we were prepping for 2 months before the event. And mind you, the Brooklyn Pop-Up, they have their vendor events every Saturday at Greenpoint, and then they have every Sunday at the Brooklyn Museum. So you would think they would be on it, right? But they literally told me 3 days before. I paid the vendor event fee, which was $200, which was less than the Hue Affair. And after, like, the next day, so the day after they told me that I got accepted, they hit me up with an email saying, hey, we don't have any more tents for the vendor, so do you still want to participate? And in my head, I'm like, all right, well, you guys do this every Sunday at the Brooklyn Museum, so why you guys know what vendors are going to be there, or the amount of vendors that are going to be there, because you guys have the same spots, the same maps. How you don't have enough tents for the vendors? And it's supposed, well, listen, Sunday was like 85 degrees. It was sunny. That sun was burnt. I don't know if you guys can see, but I am looking Native American. I'm Dominican and Puerto Rican, and I know we got melanin in us, but I am looking orange, burnt something. Listen, I'm looking, I don't know, I'm looking burnt out here. And I am burnt because my nose and my forehead, they're itchy and dry. I've been trying to put some good moisturizer in there, and we still dry. It ain't giving what it's supposed to. So for me, I was like, if I don't do this event, I don't know if I'll get accepted to do another Brooklyn Pop-Up at the Brooklyn Museum. So let me just do it, right? And when I tell you, well, I will say they refunded me back for the tent. The tent rental was $50. They gave it back to me. And they gave me a good spot, which was towards the front. I would have preferred a corner that had shade, because we were in direct sunlight the entire time. Direct sunlight the entire time. We used sunscreen, and that did nothing for us. But this event was different, right? Because I already had the crates. I had product, not as much product as I wanted to have, because I was running low on candles. I was running low on hair masks. And I did have, these are the only prepped oils that I have. All these are empty boxes that I have when I'm going to make new oils. I prep them and then just put them in the packaging. But this shelf and this shelf are the only ones that have product, and then everything else is just empty boxes because I have nowhere else to store them. I have to store them here, right? So yeah, I did end up getting one of those jumbo wagons from Amazon so that I can carry some crates. I wasn't going to have the same exact setup that I had for the Hue Affair because I didn't have as much product. So I did end up taking, how many I don't even remember how many of these I took. I'll insert a picture and you guys can count. But it was a smaller setup that I had for the Hue Affair. I did use the same flooring that I used for the Hue Affair, which were those mats from Amazon. And and I had I forgot to mention, I had a sign that I made at Staples. That was $100. No, it was $120, but it was beautiful. You guys are gonna see it in the photos as well. But listen, this was supposed to be an event that I wasn't investing too much into because I already have stuff from the previous vendor event, right? But I did get a huge wagon. Thank God where I live, there is an elevator on the train because I wasn't gonna run to another U-Haul. Although it was a cheaper option, I can't rent U-Hauls all the time when I'm doing events because, you know, you live in New York, traffic, gas. With U-Haul, you have to have you have to refill the tank. So although it's a cheaper option, it was still expensive in a sense, right? So I ended up getting a wagon from Amazon to put the crates, to put the product, and me and my niece, which is my cashier for every and all events that I'm going to be doing. Thank you. Shout out to my niece. We pulled that wagon over to the Brooklyn Museum, and thank God at the Brooklyn Museum, they also have an elevator. So it was pretty easy. I only had to take 2 trains, and it was about an hour commute. But when I tell you, when we got there, we started setting up, we started feeling that heat. I was like, oh, Lord. It is hot, and we are going to burn. I already knew it. I knew it. Also, they didn't do much I don't feel like they promoted the event enough. I don't feel like they gave any shout outs to any of the brands that would be, well, not that I know they didn't, because they really didn't put out what vendors were going to be at the event. Maybe they should look into putting out the vendors so people can know what they're going to be purchasing or who's going to be there. But there was literally no promotion for the event, and you saw that throughout the day. Like, I did make back my vendor booth money and then an extra $100. So I made $300 that day. The vendor fee was $200. I only made $100, and we had to be there. We had to set up before 10 o'clock. So me and my niece were there from 9. At least they gave us a stool. They were like, you can sit. So they gave us a stool. That was the only like benefit of it. But we really didn't make many sales. There weren't a lot of people shopping. I don't know if people, again, this is the first time I had gone there. Had never gone there before as a shopper or as a vendor, so I don't really know what the traffic usually is like. The person that was next to me at the other booth, there was like that was their third one, and that they said that this was the slowest one that they had been to. But for me, I don't think I'm gonna be doing another Brooklyn pop-up. They didn't promote, they didn't shout out the brands, and there just wasn't any money to be made there, honestly. Now, for many of you, 300 might sound good, right? But if the investment that you put into the event doesn't match the money that you're getting in return, for me, it just didn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to do another pop-up vendor event at the Brooklyn Museum, because at the Hue Affair, although it was $500 for the vendor fee, right? I made, if I'm not mistaken, I made $1,300 at the Hue Affair. And, you know, obviously the Hue Affair is like more targeted, but they promoted it. They shouted out the brands. They were showing off what the brands were selling. Like, and this was weeks and weeks and weeks of preparing for it. So, you know, 1,400 might not sound like a lot to some people, but for me to make that in one day, that's a lot for me. I never made 1,100 in one day, never ever, unless I got my taxes, and that's not even money that I made. That's money that is that the government is giving me back because I overpaid in taxes, right? So comparing it to the Hue Affair, that was shorter hours. I was more comfortable. We were indoors in an AC room, compared to the Brooklyn Museum, outdoors and no tent, knowing that you have a certain amount of vendors and not making any money at all. You know, listen, it's a no-brainer. The Hue Affair had me excited. And listen, I get it. Not every vendor event is going to be the same. The Hue Affair was my first one. It was a really special first one. I'm so grateful that that was my first one. And I know that every vendor event I do going forward is not going to be as successful. I get it. I get it. I get it. But if you are going to be throwing a vendor event, take notes from the Hue Affair. Like, they really, like, they put in the work, and it paid off for not only them, but for the vendors as well. And listen, I'm going to take this as a learning lesson. It's just a part of the journey for me being a small business and wanting to be an entrepreneur. Am I grateful that I got accepted into the Brooklyn pop-up at the Brooklyn Museum? Yes. But was I happy with the results? No. And that's fair. Two things can exist at the same time. But it's a part of my journey. I'm excited to do more throughout the summer. This was our second one for the summer season, and I can't wait to see what comes next. If you guys like this video, don't worry, more are going to be coming on the way, I promise. It's just, I need to clone myself because I have a full-time job, I'm running a small business, and listen, things are tough, things are hard. It's hard trying to make videos for you guys, and I do have videos lined up. So listen, I am going to be putting out videos, but just give me grace, please. Just give me grace, please. Just give me some grace. It's hard out here. Alright guys, if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Also, follow me on Instagram at The Curl Papi. Also, follow my brand at Curl Saints. Go on my site, curlsaints.com. Support small businesses. Thank you guys. I love y'all. And y'all be seeing more of me, I promise. Just give me some grace so I can record more videos. But until next time, guys, bye!